Let's look at how to make a maze in Scratch. This isn't an amazing looking maze, but the most important thing for a maze in Scratch is to make sure that your character, here it's my beach ball, can't go through the walls of the maze. Notice that at the top I have 4 variables, and they say whether or not I'm touching above, so is the top of the ball touching a ceiling, whether I'm touching something on the left, whether I'm touching something on the right, and whether I'm touching something below. Right now the ball isn't touching anything, so they're all no. If I move the ball up and have the top of the ball touch this purple wall, then touching above will be yes. If I move it down, touching above will go back to no. See? All of the directions work the same. So here I'm touching on the right, and then here on the bottom I'm touching below, and I'm touching the left. And here, even if I press down, because I'm touching below, I can't go down anymore. Let's look at the scripts for the ball. Here, when the left arrow key is pressed, I check if touching left is equal to no, so I'm not touching something on my left. Then I can change x by -5, and that moves it to the left. The same is true for the up arrow. If I'm not touching something above, or if touching above equals no, then I can change y by 5. And then I have the same thing for the right arrow key and the down arrow key. But that doesn't explain how we should know if touching left should be equal to no or yes. To do that, we'll have to look at something that's helping the beach ball. Here I have a second sprite, which I call my sensors sprite. Let's click on it. The most important thing that this sensors sprite does is it always follows the beach ball. So here when the green flag is clicked, it hides, and then forever it goes to the beach ball. Let's show this sprite. And now can you see the red, green, blue, and yellow sensors on the side of the ball? When I move the ball around, the sensors will move with it. And even though the sensors are normally hidden, we can use them to detect if we're touching one of the purple walls. Look at this script. Here I say, when the flag is clicked forever, if red's for the top sensor, if red is touching purple, which is the color of all the walls, then we should set touching above to yes. Else, we should set touching above to no. So only if the red of this sensor is touching the purple wall will it set touching above to yes, and otherwise it'll set it to no. So that we can see how this script is running, let's put some sounds in it. Whenever I set touching above to no, I'll play a drum beat. Can you hear that? If I move the character up, then I'll set touching above to yes, and I'll stop hearing the drum beat. I'll change it so that whenever I set touching above to yes, I play the note 60. Listen. So it keeps checking, and red is touching purple, so it plays note 60. If I move the character down, then I should hear the drum beat again, because red is not touching purple, so it'll do the else case. Listen. Let's stop that and look at some of the other scripts. I'll get rid of the drum and the note now, because that could get annoying. I'll pull in the scripts for the other directions. I have a script for the left, which is yellow. I have a script for the right, which is green. And I have a script for the bottom, which is blue. Together, these scripts will make sure that these variables, touching left, touching above, touching right, and touching below, are always correct. And then if we go back to our beach ball, we can see how we were using those variables. When we press the left key, if touching left was no, then we would change y by -5 and move the character to the left. But if touching left was yes, then we wouldn't have been able to move the character and we wouldn't have changed the x value.